Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Turf Talk Podcast. I am your host, Nick Walters, a.k.a. Big Wop, a.k.a. Crock Pot, filling in for our usual host, Gabe Dowd, who is off at the Super Bowl having the time of his life right now.
Yeah.
He left us
Yep.
to go work at the
Ditched
Super Bowl.
us to do something meaningful.
What a guy, man. But Mr. Consistent, Mr. Reliable, Dom Capuano,
I'm here as
Dommy
always.
Salami, never missed an episode, shows up again today for episode 66. How we doing, Dom?
Good. Still getting over the snow. Still, school is now started for me officially, finally.
Yeah, that's fun.
Because it's cold.
It is cold.
Really,
Yeah,
really.
It's gonna be negative 20.
Yep. This upcoming
Saturday?
Saturday. It is
So-
currently like 10 degrees outside right now.
That's awful.
Sounds just
That is
lovely,
awful,
isn't it?
dude. Terrible.
I don't even want to think about it.
Well,
But hey, our Florida trip is 4 months away.
that is true.
We
That is
got
true.
some upcoming country concerts we're gonna go to.
That we do. Yep.
And we got a lot to look forward to, and warm weather as well.
This is
Some
true.
ball to play.
Hopefully turning a corner. Not according to the groundhog though. 6 more
Yeah.
weeks of winter coming up.
Count your days, man. Count your days.
Punxsutawney Phil, dude.
Yep.
I'm gonna get you. All right, Dom. Kick us off with the first piece of news this week.
So, big news happened this past week. Starting us off, former Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken has been hired as the Browns head coach. And obviously, he's worked for multiple teams, and he's even worked in Cleveland as the offensive coordinator in 2019 under Freddie Kitchens. I mean, I don't think this is a good hire, in my personal
I think it could
opinion.
be a decent hire.
It could be decent, but I don't think it's what the Browns need to like take the next step. I don't
I
think
mean-
they're upgrading from Kevin Stefanski. As much as I dislike Kevin Stefanski, I don't think they're upgrading.
I agree with that. But you take a guy that's worked with Lamar Jackson, and obviously Shador, Dylan Gabriel,
Well,
Deshaun Watson
let's look at the quarterback
are
situation.
never, ever going to be that good. But you take a guy that knows how Lamar works, what Lamar does, how he
Kind of
got
tries
to the point he's
turn
at.
Shador into that.
You can try to instill that mindset into him. This is what you need to do to be successful in this league, and it's either sink or swim, Shador.
Yeah.
Pro Bowler Shador,
Yeah.
who threw a touchdown to none other than Garrett Bowles. I wore this jersey by chance today. That touchdown happened after I got here, so shout out to GB.
made the Pro Bowl over Trevor Lawrence, by the way.
Yeah, Justin Fields turned it down.
Well,
Awful.
rightfully so.
Awful.
The point that I don't even know.
Anyway, speaking of the Jets, they hired former Dolphins pass game coordinator Brian Duker as their defensive coordinator, who did work in Detroit under Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell from 2021 to 2023.
I mean, I don't hate it, but at the same time, I think the Jets need a lot more than this.
I mean, they needed some sort of defensive pass game coordination, being the first team in NFL history to not record an interception in the regular season is
Yeah.
mortifying. As an NFL fan,
As an NFL
I
record,
can't imagine
that's terrible.
that happening. I can't even fathom that. So to get a guy that's worked in Detroit that has had a successful defense under a successful defensive coordinator who now is the Jets head coach.
Yeah.
He hired one of his former employees. So I think this could be okay. I think it could work out. But as we always say, time will tell.
Well, next up, we have Browns defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz has announced he will not stay with the team after he was passed on for the head coaching job. I mean, it's the Browns.
To be expected. I
Yeah.
mean, if I was passed up on the Browns head coaching job,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to stay there either. I do not
I don't
blame-
think there's a lot of green ahead of me if that's the case.
No, the greener grass is definitely on the other side.
Yeah,
'cause
DK
it's,
Metcalf
It's
quote.
burnt and dead over here. So
Yep.
yeah,
It's a desert, no water.
there's
Apparently.
there's nothing. Good call. I didn't even realize that
Yeah.
was still on. The Buccaneers. This one actually surprised me. Reached out to former Bills head coach Sean McDermott about a potential role on their staff, but he is expected to decline and take the year off from coaching.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to get in the next cycle and try to get another head coaching spot. I don't blame him. I think he was a fantastic head coach. I don't
Yeah.
think he should have been fired when he was,
No.
especially in the way he was. But take a year off, come back in the next coaching cycle, you 110%. You have a job. Without a doubt.
I am kind of surprised he didn't take the Mike Vrabel route, who all of last year was working as an assistant with the Browns. Excuse me. I'm surprised he didn't take that kind of role with a team just to stay fresh and stay in the
That's
league.
true. At that point, it can't hurt you because you could still enter the next coaching cycle and be
Exactly.
a candidate even
Exactly.
with being on another team still.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't do that, but as we've seen in Minnesota, family time is very important to some people, and we will get to that later on.
Yeah. Well, a lingering ankle injury affecting Bo Nix has took a turn, we can say. So Bo Nix and Sean Payton apparently had a misunderstanding over Bo Nix's ankle injury. Payton announced to the public that Bo had a pre-existing condition, and it was only a matter of time until the ankle broke. This was announced pretty much everywhere, from Instagram to, I'm pretty sure even Schefter said something about this.
Yeah.
And he also made it public Bo's injury history with, I think, 3 or 4 previous ankle injuries.
Yep.
And Bo Nix responded to Payton's comments saying that he doesn't really even know that, honestly. And he said regarding his ankle, nothing predisposed, nothing that was there. He said he might have been some confusion there because he just seemed confused.
Trouble in paradise. Your star quarterback and great head coach are
Arguing once again?
feuding publicly.
Yep.
I don't read much into this. Bo Nix and Sean Payton, they've had their disagreements on the field. We've seen it. We've seen them scream at each other.
It's going to be dramatized and blown up.
Of course.
Tenfold, yeah.
I don't read into this at all. There's nothing wrong with the Broncos. There's nothing wrong with Bo Nix or Sean Payton.
Yeah, whether there's an injury or not, I don't think he's going to get past it. He's going to heal. It's whatever.
Yeah.
It's
water under the bridge.
Exactly. Can't say it better.
Moving on to some more interesting news that we got this week. Former NFL safety Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, said that he once tried mixing bleach in Coca-Cola to pass a drug test in college. He said, quote, "It felt like my whole insides were erupting." He ended up throwing up the concoction. I'm not entirely sure if he passed the drug test or not, but...
This is like the equivalent of when I was in middle school. There was the trend of eating Clorox.
The Tide Pods.
Tide Pods. That's what
challenge.
it was. Eating Tide Pods. That's bleach.
I don't understand. He
Bleach.
said he looked it up on the internet, and it said the bleach and Coca-Cola mixture would hide the drugs in your system.
Well, by killing you?
Exactly.
If you're dead, they can't drug test
If you drink bleach, you're pretty much done. He's lucky he's alive right now.
I'm surprised he's alive.
I don't understand.
Never mind, that could not have tasted good. That had to have burned.
Oh, I'm sure
really
it
bad.
was awful.
Yeah.
The carbonation of this soda with the
mix some bleach
chemical bleach.
And the acidic nature of bleach
my God.
can't combine to make anything good.
That sounds pleasant, is what it sounds like.
But next up, the Eagles are hiring former NFL quarterback Sean Mannion to become their next offensive coordinator. He had previously been the QB coach and offensive assistant for the Packers. I mean, is this going to help Jalen Hurts?
We'll find out.
Sean
Sean
Mannion,
Mannion,
going to be able to run a better offense?
He was drafted to the Vikings. He spent a few years there. Then he went to the Rams, I believe. And then he bounced around between the Seahawks and one other team for 2 or 3 years in a row. He went from Seattle to the other team, back to Seattle to the other team, back to Seattle.
The Drew Lock arc.
Basically, yeah. I don't know much about him as a coach, to be honest with you. But I feel like Philly needed to go in a new direction. This could be the move that sets them apart.
I mean, it depends. It depends on how it affects Jalen Hurts and his production, and maybe he can run some more complex offenses now, perhaps.
I mean, he's the offensive coordinator, so he's not just quarterbacks. He's working maybe A.J. Brown if he decides to stay.
Yeah, he is a QB coach.
Yeah, he was the quarterback coach of the Packers, so
he
was a quarterback in the NFL, so obviously he's going to be working with Jalen Hurts a lot. But he still has to worry about Saquon, AJ, Devontae, Dallas Goedert, guys like that. I think it could be decent for them. I do.
Yeah, I mean, their offense needs a change, especially after last season.
It's getting stale, and they're...
More than stale. You can only run the tush push so many times in a game.
Yeah. Moving on to stale, the Miami Dolphins are hiring Nathaniel Hackett as their next
This
quarterback
worked for another team, I know.
So, Nathaniel Hackett, not great in Jacksonville in 2017, right? Didn't make Blake Bortles look like a star at all. Goes to the Packers, who have back-to-back MVP Aaron Rodgers. Looks great. The Packers' offense looks fantastic. He takes the job in Denver and flames out, doesn't even make it through his entire first season. Goes to New York to be an assistant there. They flame out. And now the Miami Dolphins are like, Tua's been struggling a little bit.
Yeah,
we're going to have a new group in here. let's get some fresh eyes that really know how to turn a
Did
group
they
around.
sign a head
Nathaniel
coach
Hackett.
yet?
They have Jeff Hafley.
That's who they signed, Jeff Hafley.
I kept wanting to call him Brandon Staley, and I'm like, I know that's not who they hired. It's not Brandon Staley. Yeah, hit the Packers defensive coordinator.
Yeah, oh my
So-
God. Miami's, I think, is not going to
So
look pretty.
Packers defensive coordinator just hired the former Packers offensive coordinator.
So we got the Green Bay Dolphins going on.
Essentially, yeah.
Lovely. Where has this worked?
Nowhere
The
so
Seattle
far.
Raiders.
Yeah.
We saw that
The
work
New
out.
York Ravens.
Yeah. Next up, the Minnesota Vikings announced they are firing general manager. I'm not even going to try to say his name.
Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah.
There you go. Following his comments on letting Sam Darnold walk in free agency, he said, "There are nights you wake up and stare at the ceiling and ask yourself, ... I always go back to the process and what we thought at the time. I still understand why we did what we did. The results maybe didn't play out the way we wanted them to, but ultimately at the end of the day, I think we could have executed in certain places." Well, I think he should have been fired a long time ago because even when Seattle signed Sam Darnold, I was pretty public about saying that the Vikings should never have let him go because they obviously put all their eggs in a rookie quarterback's basket. In that, very rarely, if you are not the Broncos and maybe the Commanders or the Texans in their first year, work out with a quarterback. And it's really tough for, you see like Jeddah's even coming out and saying stuff now that it's hard. You got to rebuild this whole chemistry. You got a whole new quarterback in there. And mind you, out with a season-ending injury in his first season.
Yep.
So he's basically coming into sophomore year as a rookie. And it turned out exactly how I thought it would. And very lackluster results. He was barely healthy the time he was in. He was out every other game.
Yeah.
And even when he was in, he maybe had one good game.
And he certainly showed flashes.
Yeah.
But he definitely wasn't the guy they hoped he was going to be right off the bat.
Yeah.
That's not to say he can't become that guy. But he certainly didn't fill the shoes that Sam Darnold left open. And he certainly doesn't look like he's ever going to at the moment.
And now the Vikings are in a position where they're looking to bring in another veteran quarterback. So they're in the exact same spot
You're
they
in
were
a
in
loop
last
right
year.
now.
They're
Yep.
trying to bring in another Sam Darnold. And
They had Daniel Jones too, by the way.
Yeah.
That same year.
Yeah. And now look where he is. Well, he's hurt. But before he got hurt and fractured like everything in his leg and tore everything, I don't know. But
He was having a very good season, is what
Yeah,
Tom was
yeah.
trying to say.
they were 8-1 at one point before they finished
They were
8-9.
running away with the AFC.
Yeah.
And then they ended up missing the playoffs.
Which is crazy. They lost like 8 in a row.
Yep.
Poor Phillip Rivers couldn't get it done.
That shows you how good Daniel Jones was playing, how big of an impact he had
Granted,
on that
even
team.
when Phillip Rivers played, he played very good. I think Phillip Rivers played very good.
For his circumstances, he played very good.
Yes, I
In
think
general, he did
that
not.
team was just decimated with injuries. I
Oh,
think
100%.
defensively, their defense went from one of the best
We
to
saw
one
it
of the
in the
worst.
Seahawks game. A bunch
Yeah.
of last-second scores that and then a
Yeah.
Seahawks win.
In the last 3 minutes, it was like 2-3 field goals happened.
They
for
put
like
up-
4 game-winning drives.
They put up a big fight against you guys. They
18
sure
to
did.
16. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If it wasn't for Rashid Shaheed at the very end of the game, then they would have won.
Yep. 100%. Moving on to some more general manager news. The Falcons have announced they're hiring former Bears assistant general manager Ian Cunningham as their new general manager. This is a great hire, in my opinion. You take a look at the Chicago Bears and what Ryan Poles has done for that team over the last few years. You
Yeah,
draft
bringing in
Caleb
Ben
Williams.
Johnson, yeah.
Yep. Ben Johnson, DJ Moore. You have all the pieces in place of a great team, a great core. And Ryan Poles is responsible for that. So getting an assistant like that on a team that already has Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Michael Penix Jr., James Pierce.
Yeah, and a
You
new head
have-
coach.
Yep. You have all these things. Kevin Stefanski's a great coach, in my opinion. You have all these pieces. Go get yourself a general manager that has some semblance of an idea of what to do. And that's exactly what they did. And I think it's going to pay off big time.
Yeah, that is true.
Great.
I hope you like
great
my input.
Tom.
Thanks. I think you put it good. Next up, the NFL announced it is projecting a massive increase in salary cap from $279.2 million that it currently is to $301 to $305 million per team. This means there's going to be some players getting some pretty big paydays.
Oh, yeah.
'cause-
That don't deserve it at
yeah,
all.
because that's like $20 million increase.
When you sent this to the group chat,
I was baffled when I
thought
read
it
it.
was a typo.
Yeah.
That is a baffling amount of
But
money.
at the same time, it gave me hope that maybe the Seattle can re-sign Rashid Shaheed and give K9 the big contract and extend JSN.
Hell, they might trade for freaking Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Go get him. You got plenty of money to do it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable the amount athletes are getting paid today. And I was talking about
It's getting
this,
up there with baseball.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Shohei Ohtani's making $700 million
That's fucking
by
insane.
himself.
That is. There's no salary cap in baseball, is
No.
there? Yeah.
Nope.
Well, there you go.
We were talking about this in my sports management class yesterday about how much athletes are getting paid nowadays compared to just a few years ago.
Yeah.
It is
It
astronomical.
quadrupled.
Like Peyton Manning, when he left the Colts and went to the Broncos, I believe his deal was 4 years, $35 million.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson got paid $35 million this year from the Broncos to go play for a different team. That is an absurd jump. I mean, we were even talking about it earlier with even something as simple as NFL jersey sales. Just in 2013, which was 13 years ago, jerseys were $55 to $60.
Yeah.
Now they're $150 plus for the exact same quality, if not worse. That revenue they're bringing in, some of it is going to these teams. Where's the rest of it going?
Yeah.
Right in Roger Goodell's
So
pocket.
to put it into perspective, Tom Brady's career earnings in his 20-something year career is $333 million.
Patrick Mahomes' 10-year deal he signed a few years ago is worth $500 million.
Miles Garrett 4-year contract is $160 million. That's half of Tom Brady's career earnings. Miles Garrett at a non-quarterback.
A quarter of the amount of time.
In a quarter,
Non-quarterback.
not even a quarter, less than a quarter, making half.
Yeah.
Like it is increased. Salaries have increased by 400% easily, and it's insane in that little of a time.
Yeah.
In a matter of 10 years.
This league is growing at a rate unprecedented by most leagues, and the
better,
product
for worse.
isn't getting better.
That's true. It's getting worse, arguably.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the Pro Bowl games are going on right now, and I guarantee you did not know that until I just said it.
Yep.
Nobody cares. Garrett Bowles caught a touchdown from Shador Sanders, a rookie who threw more interceptions than touchdowns.
Yep. Over Trevor Lawrence, who is in MVP conversation.
Justin Fields said no. Trevor Lawrence didn't make it. Joe Burrow and Joe Flacco both are on the AFC team while they play for the Bengals at the same time. Go ahead and explain that one to me.
That makes sense.
The Pro Bowl has fallen so far, and that's just
It's a popularity
That's just the
contest.
tip of the iceberg, right? We look at the refs. We complain about the refs every single Turf Talk episode. There's questionable calls in every single game, and Roger Goodell came out either today or yesterday. I forgot to put it in the news, and said he thinks the refs are doing spectacular. He thinks there's no improvements to be made, and to be honest with you, from his standpoint, he is 100% correct because he is keeping people talking about his league. He's keeping his league in the news for better or for worse. And they're getting attention not just in the United States, London, Paris, all these places, Germany, France,
And bad
wherever.
publicity is still publicity. So
Exactly. As long as you're talking about the National Football League, that's all Roger Goodell cares
That's
about.
bringing money in.
Yeah.
And speaking
Speaking
of money,
of bringing money in, we got some news this week. And Dom, I'd love to hear your opinion on it because the Seattle Seahawks are reportedly going up for sale following Super Bowl 60 and could sell for a record $7 to $8 billion.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of speculation about this and a lot that's come out about this. Jody Allen, the current owner of the Seahawks, has came out and said that this is nothing more than a rumor and that she has came out and said nothing about it, that nothing about selling the team currently. And it was rumored that Robert Kraft, of all people, started this rumor to distract the Seahawks during the Super Bowl.
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Do I believe that? I mean,
No.
It's a stupid rumor, but at the same time, I don't think the team's going to necessarily sell at the end of this year.
I
It
don't
very
think
well
so.
could. But at the same time, if they do sell, I'm scared. I'm nervous.
Why?
Does this mean we lose Lumen Field?
Not necessarily.
But it could happen.
Historically, the past couple of years, when new owners come in, good things have happened, right? You look at Washington through their rebrand, all the ridiculousness going on with that organization, the new ownership group has come in and turned that franchise around. You look at the Broncos. They were going through hell. And the Walton Penner ownership group came in, turned that team right around.
Yeah, but
the Seahawks don't need to be
how do you
turned
turn
around.
a team that's in the Super Bowl around?
And that's what I'm getting to. The Seahawks don't need to be turned around, but new owners doesn't automatically mean bad.
Yeah, but with the current, like with John Snyder as the executive, and then you got Mike McDonald as a head coach, Jody Allen's a very hands-off type of owner. Let the executive take care of it.
It's my first episode. Just knocked my headphones off.
Let the owner take care of it. And at the end of the day, I'm worried that you get a new owner in there and they're too hands-on and they're trying to change things that don't need to be changed. That
could happen.
You lose
look at
Lou
the
and
Colts. They're getting a little hands-on over there. Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones.
He's hands-on, all right.
He's beyond hands-on. Him and his curtains.
What curtains? There are no curtains.
No curtains.
He doesn't use them anyway.
Yeah. No, they're there. They're probably there. He just doesn't use them.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb goes for a nah. No curtains for you.
No.
It'd be funny if he closed them when the Cowboys are going in that direction, but then opens them when the
other team's going.
I just want some light in here.
That
so I
sounds
can
like
see
something he
better.
would do.
Yeah, it does. Well, next up, the Bills are hiring former Broncos assistant head coach and defensive pass game coordinator Jim Leonard, that as their defensive coordinator. And this is huge for the Bills. I think this is really good, and I don't think Broncos fans like that.
I don't like it at all. We have no coaching staff left, and that's the problem with.
That's going to be my team.
That's the problem with being a team that's good now. Is
you get your whole coaching
staff's
staff
getting
stripped.
poached, right? We
Yeah.
kept Sean Payton, Davis Webb, and Vance Joseph. Those are three massive components that I wanted to keep, and I know Gabe definitely wanted to keep. So to see the rest of our staff,
especially
go
on the
somewhere
defensive
else,
side, we had the number one defense in the league, and now you're losing your defensive coordinator.
No, Vance Joseph is still there. This is assistant
Okay.
head coach and pass game coordinator.
Okay.
So not the biggest deal in the world, but Jim Leonard and Sean Payton have worked very closely for years.
Yeah.
And to see him walk away from Sean Payton's team when we're on the cusp of a Super Bowl, it hurts a little bit.
Going to another team
Your
in
team
the
takes
AFC
a little bit of
too.
damage, yeah.
Yeah.
The team you beat in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
And now, was this going to turn the Bills' defense around? Because statistically,
It
we've
could.
seen a lot more offensively.
I
out of
think
the
they
Bills.
have the talent in place, but I don't think Jim Leonard is better than Sean McDermott was.
Oh, absolutely not.
So
That's true.
as we always
he
say,
was-
time will tell.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Not a bad hire, but not groundbreaking either.
Yeah.
And it's my piece of news. I'm waiting for somebody else to say it. People with the Steelers reportedly expect Aaron Rodgers to return to the team in 2026.
This is the Mike McCarthy effect.
This is Aaron Rodgers begged the Steelers to sign Mike McCarthy. That was definitely the only way he was going to come back, and they did it, so he has to come back.
I'm happy. Screw it. I want to see another
I
year
love
of
Aaron Rodgers. I can't wait to see another season of him, but I don't believe Steelers fans agree with me.
Well, they probably don't want to see another season. But he took them to the playoffs. Hell, he put up a fight in the playoffs.
Did he take him to the playoffs, or did the team go to the playoffs?
What team?
The Steelers.
Who do they have?
TJ Watt, Mike Tomlin.
You mean the TJ Watt that recorded not a single stat in last year's playoff game? My bad.
Nice.
Thanks.
Just unplug that. It's fine. We don't need that anyway. The team, I think the core itself is okay with the Steelers.
I think they need a lot of help. They need a lot
DK
of
Metcalf is a great player.
DK Metcalf fell off the
Stop
face
it.
of the earth.
Stop it.
He's
No,
like
he
he's
did
like
not.
AJ Brown. Like he just did not produce at all this year. Look at his stats.
I will. That's what I'm doing. 59 catches, 850 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's your number
That's
one receiver.
serviceable.
Not even breaking.
That's
800.
serviceable.
What do you mean? Cortland Sutton is arguably serviceable, and he broke 1,000 yards. That's with his drops too. So you put DK Metcalf, and then no, your number one
If
receiver.
you put DK Metcalf in this Broncos offense and Cortland Sutton on the Steelers, Cortland Sutton's dropping maybe 500 yards and DK's having like 1,100. And you can't deny that. The Broncos throw the ball more than any other team.
Yeah,
in the
because they
National
have
Football
no
League.
run game.
Yeah. Okay, what is that? so that's why Cortland Sutton had more yards than DK Metcalf did. I don't believe in any world Cortland Sutton is a better player than DK Metcalf. As a Cortland Sutton lover,
I don't think DK Metcalf's the number one receiver.
I don't think he played like it this year, but I definitely think he could if
Does he have the talent?
his quarterback
yeah, but...
wasn't 400 years old.
Well, even with Geno Smith, he wasn't very good.
Do you want me to argue that, or can you figure it out on your own?
We all saw what happened with that. But next up, Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak is expected to become the next head coach of the Raiders following the Super Bowl, except nothing can be official until after the Super Bowl happens. So, big blow to Seattle.
I mean, your GM basically said it out loud.
Yeah.
He confirmed it.
I'm rather skeptical of Clint Kubiak and how much of an effect does he have a huge effect on this offense? Absolutely. Is he the reason that our offense works? I'm not exactly sure because I can recollect more than a handful of times where there was questionable calls and weird plays. But at the same time, we also just put up 31 points against the Rams.
Yeah.
And 40-something points up against the 49ers. So I think it's hard for me to say. It's how much of an effect.
I think he's a mid-tier, like upper middle tier offensive coordinator, and he'll be a low-tier head coach.
Yeah, I don't foresee him doing much with the Raiders. I honestly, I can't see it.
I see him as a Josh McDaniels type, where he really thrives being a coordinator, but he will struggle being a head coach.
Yeah, that's true. That is perhaps what we'll see, but time will tell with that.
This is true. Staying with the NFC West for the next few pieces of news, actually. The Arizona Cardinals are looking to hire former Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur as their next head coach, who I've heard both has relation to Matt LaFleur and has no relation to Matt LaFleur. So we may never really know if they're related or not.
No, they are.
Are they?
They went to Matt LaFleur went to the press conference that I'm almost positive. He showed up in a Green Bay Packers quarters hit.
Let's see. They are, in fact, brothers.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So that clears that up because I have seen both on the Instagram.
It's Instagram.
People just make stuff up and post it.
Yeah.
But as far as the Cardinals go, I think this could be a very good move for them. You have some good offensive pieces like Marvin Harrison Jr. He needs to be utilized in a way that showcases his strengths.
Yeah.
And that team's just not doing it. Kyler Murray's not getting it done. Jacoby Brissett's not getting it done. James Conner being your running back one is not going to get it done.
They have a long way to go.
You need a guy that's going to come in and make a culture, because right now this team has no culture, right? Jonathan Gannon, we all know about the infamous who here took the bus, right? On Hard Knocks. That is embarrassing as a head coach, right? You need a guy that's going to come in and build a new system, a new culture for this team to come together and be what they once were, which is a perennial playoff team that competes in the NFC West, which is already the strongest division in the National Football League. And I think this is a good hire. If he's anything like his brother, it will be very successful.
Yeah, and scary for the NFC West, making it even stronger. And another unfortunate piece of news for the NFC West, the 49ers are hiring former Falcons head coach Raheem Morris as their new DC. And I think that's huge.
Yeah, they needed to replace Robert Saleh, and this is a great way to do it.
Great guy to replace him with. And I think the NFC West is only getting better.
Yeah, I do not envy your position right now.
Which is insane.
Speaking of the NFC West, let's continue on. The Rams signed head coach Sean McVay and general manager Les Snead to contract extensions.
Am I surprised? No. Is this really good for the Rams? Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, and it just stays scary. And moving out into the AFC, the Denver Broncos are hiring pass game coordinator Davis Webb to their offensive coordinator role. And he could potentially make him the full-time play caller for the offense, rumor has it.
Now, Gabe and I on this podcast for months and months have been begging Sean Payton to give up play calling and give it to Davis Webb.
We don't want to see 50 screens anymore.
No. we've been begging for Davis Webb to be the offensive coordinator. Gabe especially has made it known his feelings on Davis Webb, and he finally got his wish. And I pray and hope that what we saw in the preseason last year with Jarrett Stidham and Evan Engram translates onto the field this year with Bo Nix, Evan Engram, Cortland Sutton, RJ Harvey, hopefully J.K. Dobbins if he gets re-signed. I hope he brings a new juice to this offense that we haven't had with Sean Payton calling the plays.
Yeah.
I hope we turn a corner because right now we're getting stale. The league is starting to figure this offense out, and we definitely saw it while Bo was out. This offense was stagnant. We had 2 good plays, that big bomb to Marvin Mims and the touchdown to Cortland Sutton right after, and then the offense laid a goose egg the entire rest of the game, and we cannot be having that. If Bo Nix goes down, God forbid, next year, we can't just end the season there.
Yeah.
This roster is too good to waste these prime years where you need to be competing for a Super Bowl while Sean Payton is still here and while you still have the pieces in place with a quarterback on a rookie contract. You need to take advantage, and I think Davis Webb is the guy to help us do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And another Hall of Fame snub. Robert Kraft himself did not meet the minimum number of votes to reach the Hall of Fame.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So at this rate, Tom Brady's not going to the Hall of Fame.
Right. If you're going to hold Belichick and Kraft back for cheating, Tom Brady
might
as
I
well
mean, he deflated balls.
Either. Yeah, I mean, he was the culprit, man. I mean,
Yeah.
He's the guy that did it. So let's ban him. Let's blackball him from the National Football League while we're at it. The Pro Football Hall of Shame, as Stephen A. Smith called it, is becoming a joke. It's becoming a joke. You're not letting in potentially the greatest owner of all time, you could argue. I would argue Jerry Jones is, despite all of his antics the last few years. And Bill Belichick, I don't think anybody's arguing he's the greatest coach in history. I don't see how you can leave these guys out. Both of them. At least let one of them in. I just don't get it.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Tom Brady, because if he doesn't make it,
he's eligible next year, I believe.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. But if Tom Brady doesn't make the Hall of Fame, the NFL needs to seriously look at overhauling the voters, the voting system, anything that has to do with Hall of Fame nominations needs to be fixed, because that is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But next up, former Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy has been hired as the OC of the New York Giants.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think Brian Dable is so much better offensively. And with John Harbaugh being a defensive-based head coach, Matt Nagy
he's going to be in charge
of running the show.
Yeah.
Right. In Kansas City, both in his first stint and this stint, Andy Reid was running the show.
Yeah, he did not do too good with that offense both years he was there.
I don't understand why the Giants did it, why John Harbaugh did it.
Yeah.
There's nobody else he knows in the NFL that could take this job right now. I don't like it.
They had a lot of time to pick someone else up, too, so I'm really surprised. But I hope it works, because I would love to see the Giants compete.
I wouldn't. There are rivals now.
That's true.
There are rivals. So as far as I'm concerned, Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, Malik Neighbors, I hope they all have terrible careers.
That's terrible.
Hey, that's how you treat a rival, man. They're expecting the same from me.
That's true.
So let's get on to Tuesday discussion and debates. Our new segment that has kind of taken over the second part of our podcast. I enjoy it. So I came up with 5 topics for Dom and I to discuss today. Number 1, with the recent news of Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco being named Pro Bowlers after Justin Fields' decline and Trevor Lawrence wasn't picked, should the NFL scrap the Pro Bowl games altogether and just end it now?
Yes, they should have scrapped it when it became an idea to get rid of tackle Pro Bowl games, because who wants to watch flag football?
Nobody.
Exactly. I am not watching.
It's on right now, and guess what Dom and I are doing? We're not watching it.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was on until I saw Sports Center post on Instagram.
Score is right now. NFL Pro Bowl score. Yes. Google doesn't even come up with the score, dude.
That's how irrelevant it is. Like, Google doesn't even know what's happening.
Google could not care any less if it tried, and I respect it. But when you have, like we mentioned earlier, 2 quarterbacks on one team, and another quarterback that threw more interceptions than touchdowns, your Pro Bowl starts to come into question. And apparently this website's not going to load, so I guess we'll never know what the score is.
But the Pro Bowl is turned into more of a popularity contest than it has actual like a skill-based, all the best players going against each other. And it doesn't even reflect the players' actual talents because it's flag football. Nobody's trying. It's a big joke.
I mean, Garrett Bowles caught a touchdown and caught a 2-point conversion.
Yeah. And the point of the Pro Bowl games was to get all of the best players throughout the whole league and have a big NFC versus AFC game. And at one point, it was entertaining. And now it's not anymore because it's flag football, and nobody cares about flag football.
The score is tied 52-52 in the fourth quarter.
That's a reasonable score.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
104 total points. It's like a Madden game.
If that doesn't answer this question right there, I don't know what will. Because that is absolutely absurd.
It's a joke.
And I understand this weekend is for the players to have fun. We have the NFL honors coming up. Obviously, the Super Bowl, which we will get very in-depth with later. But if you're going to market this as the Pro Bowl games and market this as this is the best talent we have to offer in the National Football League, all coming together to play in this game, then I expect the best talent in the National Football League to come together and play this game. I don't expect Shedeur Sanders, Joe Flacco, and Joe Burrow, who didn't even play the whole year. I don't expect Garrett Bowles
Lawrence, who's
to
in
be
the
catching
MVP
touchdown. Yeah, I expect, like the olden days, Sean Taylor knocking people out.
Yeah.
I don't expect Mac Jones 70-yard rushing touchdowns because nobody wants to tackle him.
Yeah.
I can't believe the NFL has let it fall this far, and I understand the injury concern.
But it's just such a joke that it's laughable.
Yeah, it is. And if you're concerned about injuries and all that, that's fine. That is 100% okay and well within the player's rights. But you need to market the game differently, or you need to get rid of it altogether.
Yep. And speaking of another joke, should the NFL overhaul the Hall of Fame voting system following the snubs of Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick? And we just touched on this.
Yeah.
I say I give it one more chance. If Tom Brady gets snubbed,
I don't think he will. I don't think
it's impossible. There's no way.
There's no reason. Well, I mean, I say there's no reason.
I would have said that for Bill Belichick.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
If that happens, then I think the Hall of Fame is, as Stephen A. Smith said, the Hall of Shame. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Because the best players aren't making it in because of stupid things that every team did. It's stupid, and it does.
May or may not have done. I mean,
yeah, they don't even know. But
our third discussion/debate: with domes and retractable roofs taking over the league, is football straying too far away from what it started as? I think 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Denver fans are biting their lips right now
because this is coming from a guy who arguably lost the AFC Championship game because we have an open roof stadium and it started to snow. I 100% believe that is football.
That should be
weather.
a part of football.
Because
what makes it, that game was fun. That game was really fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though there was no outcome, no scoring, it was 13-10 at the end of the game. Nothing happened in the second half.
Even.
Yeah, 10-7 in the second half.
When we think about last year, the Browns-Steelers game with Jameis Winston doing snow angels.
Yeah, and he was jumping over the line and the snow. Yeah,
you will never see that again if every stadium is a dome.
In that weather it's just such an entertaining part of football to see these guys slipping and sliding in the snow. It makes the game interesting. It slows it down. It really tests a team's ability to run the ball and do different things. That's not just passing it, bombing over the top. Because when you play on turf in an enclosed stadium, you have everything open to you.
Oh yeah.
When you have stuff conditions like that where it's a blizzard, your weaknesses really come to life. And in this case, it was the lack of Bo Nix and a Jarrett Stidham-led offense.
Yeah.
That really led the Broncos to not score another point after their first touchdown. And some questionable play calling, of course. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, the Patriots won because they have a run game. And I'll stand by that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We lost, and it's on us.
Yeah.
It's not the snow's fault. We lost. We lost the game. That's how it goes.
Yeah, and you can't take that out of football.
No, if you sterilize football to the point where every single game is exactly the same, your league will fall apart.
Yeah, because people are just going to get bored eventually.
Yeah. Question number 4. How much of a factor will Drake May's shoulder injury and Sam Darnold's oblique injury be in the Super Bowl?
I'm going to speak on Drake May first. I don't think it's going to have any sort of impact. I think they're just dramatizing it, making it sound worse than it really is. He's going to be completely fine. As for Sam Darnold, he's had an oblique injury for 3 weeks now. He's been playing better football than he has the entire season. So I am worried that Sam Darnold may re-aggravate it in the upcoming week or re-aggravate it
He'll
in the
have
game.
a long time to recover, though, so now's the time to aggravate it, I guess.
You got to wait till after the game. Aggravate it after the game.
Hey,
then
if you can play through it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Aggravate it all you want.
Yeah. But for both of these quarterbacks, I expect to see them both out on the field playing to their full potential.
100%.
Especially with all the juice they get shot up with now. So.
I don't expect there to be any sort of, minutes restriction or whatever.
Yeah.
Load management.
But if Drake May's shoulder still hurts, I'm not going to complain.
My lips are sealed. My lips are sealed.
Unless he's going to get 80 yards again. Then I will be happy.
I don't even think he got 80.
He's averaged 80 in his last 2 games.
Yikes.
But number 5, what is the greatest Super Bowl in history, Nick?
I don't think there is a single question about it. Super Bowl 51, 2016-17 season. New England Patriots, Atlanta Falcons, the 28-3 comeback. There's no greater turnaround in sports from seeing Tom Brady lying on the field as Robert Alford runs back a pick six right before halftime to make it 21-3. Then the Falcons receive the kickoff, immediately drive straight down the field after halftime. Devontae Freeman runs in a touchdown to make it 28-3. The Patriots were dead in the water. There was no chance. Patriots fans all over New England were just going to bed, pissed off and upset. And then Tom Brady threw a touchdown to Danny Amendola. And all of a sudden, it's 28-9. Steven Gostkowski goes out to kick the PAT, and he misses it. Right? Just another added piece of BS to this game. But the Patriots didn't give up. Their defense kept holding Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, all these guys, Austin Hooper, who is now a New England Patriot. They keep holding all these guys, allowing Tom Brady to slowly chip away at that lead. And then suddenly we're in overtime. This game is tied 28-28. And the Patriots get the ball and go all the way down the field. James White scores a touchdown, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough because I'm happy Falcons fans catch a bigger stray because everywhere I go, the only thing I hear is 1 yard line. Hell, the press conferences between Sam Darnold and Mike McDonald was getting mad.
Yeah, they were being asked about it. They had nothing to do with that. They were not on that team.
Yeah, and Sam Darnold
was in high school.
Yeah.
Bro.
And it's just, it's got to be because you think of a Super Bowl that like sticks out more. 28-3 is like, it's the first thing you think of. 28-3.
Yeah, I mean,
you know exactly like those 2 numbers together. You know what
you
that
go
means.
up to anybody on the street and just say 28-3.
They're
going to know
means.
what you're talking about.
Or the 1 yard line too.
I mean,
they'll probably know.
Living in New England, going to school that next day.
Yeah,
our school was crazy.
Yeah.
Those fans were on top of the world, and I don't blame them. There's
I mean, you just
no better feeling in sports.
One of the biggest comebacks to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And as for Falcons fans, that's just a crushing defeat.
Devastating.
That's terrible. Matt Ryan,
I mean,
my God.
Matt Ryan, he looked devastated after the game. Julio Jones never got another shot.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a talented team that really should have won that game.
Yeah, they should have won that game easily.
Yeah.
With the position they were in.
Damn near did.
Yeah.
But Kyle Shanahan, man, blew it. Conservative play calling.
Yeah.
Strikes again.
Yep.
Moving on to our next segment. We have Super Bowl MVP performances. Keep 3, cut 5. So I have 8 different Super Bowl MVP performances I will be listing to Dom. And as we've done on the show many times before, he will have to choose 5 to get rid of and 3 to keep. So choose wisely.
Okay.
Let's get it pulled up on the notes here. All right. Are you ready?
More ready.
Player number 1, Julian Edelman in Super Bowl 53 versus the Rams. He had 10 receptions for 141 yards and no touchdowns. Keeping or cutting?
I'm going to cut.
You're going to cut Julian Edelman?
I will cut Julian Edelman. That specific performance, at least. I feel like I'm going to get flamed for some of these takes, but I'm ready for it.
I'm going to put the game number next to it, too. Number 2, Malcolm Smith, Super Bowl 48 versus the Broncos. 10 tackles, 1 interception, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 pass deflection.
That's a tough one.
I knew this one would hit close to home for you.
You can't get much of a better defensive performance than that. Read it again.
10 tackles, 1 interception, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 pass deflection.
Defensively,
Tough call here, Dom. Keeping or cutting?
I'm gonna cut.
Wow.
I really want to keep that one, but I feel like there's better. And I know that one's gonna hit. And I'm gonna get flamed for that and regret that probably, but
We'll see. Time will tell. Player number 3. Von Miller, Super Bowl 50 versus the Panthers. 6 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 pass defended. Keeping or cutting?
I have to cut. I just cut Malcolm
Wow.
Smith, so I have to cut that. If I cut Malcolm Smith, I have to cut that.
Dom.
I have to cut it.
Okay.
What Super Bowl was that?
50.
50.
I can't say I would have done the same, but not my show, not my segment.
Broncos fan.
Tom Brady, Super Bowl 51 versus the Falcons. He went 43 for 62, which is a 69.4 completion percentage. 466 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Keeping or cutting?
You got to keep. You can't cut that.
Okay.
You just came back from, we were just talking about 28-3. You can't. Like, you just led, 13 game-winning drives in the same game. What Super Bowl was that?
51.
51. Okay.
Player number 6. Cooper Kupp, Super Bowl 56
this one
versus
was
the
coming.
Bengals. 8 receptions for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. Keeping or cutting? I did forget to put an extra space under the cut. So.
I'm going to cut.
Okay. You have 3 players left. You have 1 cut slot,
Yep.
and then you have to keep the other 2.
Okay.
Tom Brady, Super Bowl 36
God.
versus the Rams. He went 16 for 27, 145 yards, and a touchdown. Keeping or cutting?
Okay, well, that's like Jalen Hurts stats. I got to cut that. I don't have enough space on
Yeah,
it to write it. It's fine.
Whatever. Tom Brady, you've been cut. Player number 7. You have to keep the next 2.
Okay, just read them off then.
Eli Manning in Super Bowl 42.
Oh, God.
19 for 34, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception.
Okay, I can live with that.
And this one, you lucked out. Steve Young in Super Bowl 29 versus the Chargers. He went 24 for 36, 325 yards, 6 passing touchdowns,
Holy shit.
and 5 rushes for 49 yards with 0 interceptions.
I will take that any day.
You lucked out on that one. I was hoping it would come down to a cut,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I agree fully with your list.
Okay, there's one I would have switched, and I would have put Malcolm Smith in for Eli Manning.
Really?
That's what I
you
should
would
have
put
changed.
Malcolm Smith over Von Miller.
Yes.
I disagree. If Von Miller was not on that Broncos team, that defense and that game as a whole looks different.
Yeah, but when
if
you're
Malcolm Smith wasn't there, that game goes exactly the same way.
I suppose, but when you're having that big of an impact, when you have a forced fumble or interception, 10 tackles, and
I'm
a
not
pass
denying
deflection-
he had a great game.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying, but
It's your list.
I
so,
guess.
So, to recap, Dom keeps Tom Brady from Super Bowl 51, Eli Manning from Super Bowl 42, I believe,
Something like that.
and Steve Young from Super Bowl 29. And he's cutting Julian Edelman from Super Bowl 53, Malcolm Smith from Super Bowl 48, Von Miller from Super Bowl 50, Cooper Kupp from Super Bowl 56, and Tom Brady from Super Bowl 36. Overall, decent list.
36.
That was his first Super Bowl against the Rams.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We're on Super Bowl
That's
60 right now.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not even eligible for the Hall of Fame yet.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay,
Steve
I like
Young
my
won
list.
his Super Bowl that I just talked about
Yeah.
just a few years before Tom Brady won that one.
What was that? 32?
Steve Young's was
What was it?
29
No, 28 or 29. One or the other. Either way, that's insane. I do like my list. The only thing I would have changed is either Von Miller or Malcolm Smith in for Eli Manning. But
I believe it was 29. Yeah, that's helpful. I can read it.
it's 29. Yep.
Dom's great at.
I know my Roman numerals. I learned them. Taught myself.
Hey, that's helpful for sure.
Yeah. An X is a 10. So each X is 10, 20. So there's two X's, which means 20. If you have a letter before another letter, it means subtraction. So a 1 is 1. 1 and 10. 1 minus 10 is 9. So 29.
Look at you.
What?
I said, look at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'm big.
From now on, I'm going to you for my Roman numerals.
There you go.
So, next up, the moment you've all been waiting for. And I know Dom's been chomping at the bit to get to this all day long. The Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots are facing off in Super Bowl 60. I have listed keys to the game for both teams, so we can go through and talk. And I also have key matchups down at the bottom. Dom, would you like to start?
Yeah, so in kind of rapid fire action. So the Seahawks have won 9 straight games, 13 of the last 14. They have a very good defense. I believe they're number 6 in the league currently, but number 1 scoring defense in the NFL, mind you. So we did see a lot of D-backs struggling versus the Rams. Obviously,
They had some, like Julian Love played fantastic.
Yeah.
Nick Emmanwori played fantastic.
Yeah, but Josh Jobs bringing up, letting go huge.
Tariq Woolen.
Yeah, Tariq Woolen's taunting penalty.
Yikes.
Then get head tapped the next play. Sam Darnold went out and threw for 3 touchdowns, no picks, 300-something yards.
Yep.
Had the 4th highest passer rating ever in
Yeah, he
NFC
played a fantastic
Championship.
game.
Absolutely fantastic. DeMarcus Lawrence has had a sack in 3 of his last 4 games. He leads the team in postseason pressures, so continues his phenomenal arc this season. Seattle's defense has held running backs to 3.5 yards per carry, which is first in the NFL. However, they let quarterbacks average 5 yards per carry, which can be problematic when it comes to Drake May getting out of the pocket. He will rush.
That 5 yards per carry for quarterbacks was 29th in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not good.
Well, if you're superstitious, they are 2-0 at Levi Stadium, which is where the Super Bowl will be under head coach Mike Macdonald. Can they overcome missing Zach Charbonnet? I think they absolutely can. They just played the Rams and won. Their offense has appeared to be doing much better in these past 2 games. Is it just good postseason planning, or were they hiding this the entire season? Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker needs to continue to step it up. Absolutely. I think he has stepped it up. I think he is very fully capable of doing it. My favorite player on the team,
I know you'd like this one.
Anthony Bradford, gave up the only sack in the championship versus the Rams on Seattle's side. Of course, Anthony Bradford. You watch any highlight clip or any film reel, you will see him just standing there doing nothing. He's like a big marshmallow. Like he'll block. Yeah, he'll block. The right guy, probably not. But he'll block somebody. Then he'll just stand there afterwards.
His job's over.
Yeah.
As far as he's concerned.
Yeah.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Sam Darnold, 5-0 this season in games where he takes 3 or more sacks. Crazy stat. Seattle went for it on 4th down just 12 times this entire season. I've been talking about the conservative nature of Mike Macdonald. It seemed to pay off, which is the lowest in the NFL. 8-2 this season against .500 plus teams, and they're 8-1 as a road team. They are 5-1 against playoff caliber teams, with the only loss being to the Rams the first time they met each other in the regular season.
A worthy opponent for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Moving on to the Patriots. The Patriots have proven they can overcome bad weather in their last game versus the Broncos. When
Not just that,
blizzard,
but the Texans game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Horrible weather, and Drake May pulled through when he needed to. He did exactly
Was their
what he had
offense
to do
pretty
to
in
win.
either game? No, not necessarily.
But they won.
won.
And that's all that matters in the Super Bowl.
They have the number 2 scoring offense in the NFL.
Which surprised me.
Yeah, surprised me as well. Drake May was number 1 in the NFL in completion percentage, yards per attempt, passer rating, and he is an MVP finalist. Should he win it? Absolutely not. But he is a finalist up there, so you got to give him his kudos. Most yards per play of any team in football this year offensively.
That was wild to me.
Yes. However, their offense is starting to show some signs of sluggishness when
It's
they're playing
limping through the
actual
playoffs
defense.
for sure.
Yeah, playing some actual defenses now. And their offensive line has also struggled this season, especially with their star rookie left tackle, Will Campbell, who has,
he's looked like a rookie.
Yeah.
He's looked a little bit in over his head,
like
and that is to be expected at times from a rookie. But when you're talking about DeMarcus Lawrence, who we just mentioned leading the team in pressures, has had a sack in each playoff game.
Yeah, mind you got Leonard Williams coming up the middle, and then you got Boye Mafe, Breece Hall. The list goes on.
This defense is no joke, and this is not a time for growing pains if you're Will Campbell.
Yeah.
This is the game where you need to step it up, and you need to show why this team drafted you with their first-round pick. You need to show why you will, quote, fight and die for Drake May. Fight and die for this offense. It's now or never.
Yep.
You either
This is the
sink
time
or
to
you
prove
swim.
Exactly. So the Patriots have beaten elite defenses in their playoff run, obviously. Drake May is the first QB in NFL history to win each game. He was sacked 4 or more times, 7-0 this season.
Very similar to
which
the Sam
is very
Darnold
similar
stat.
to the
Yep.
Sam Darnold stat. Yeah, you're right. Hunter Henry is going to need to get involved in this game. He's had less than 13 yards individual and the championship rounds. And after the big wild card game, of course. But Stephon Diggs is also going to have to get going early. He led the team in first down receptions this year and led the team in receptions and yards altogether. So Stephon Diggs is going to have to step up as the number one receiver, and he's going to have to make some moves against this defense that has led up a lot of big plays to number one receivers. Ramondre Stevenson has had 70-plus rushing yards in back-to-back games. He's been pretty much phenomenal aside for the fumble problems this season. And the 1-2 punch they have with TreVeyon Henderson led the team in rushing yards with 911 and 9 touchdowns and 5.1 yards per carry, which is something we haven't seen since Beast Mode and Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
So that's huge if they can get their running game going against this very stingy defense.
As they let him play, because they have held him back all season long in favor of Ramondre Stevenson. And that's much to the dismay of every Patriots fan I have ever met. They, and myself included, and I'm sure you're included in this, can't on earth understand why TreVeyon Henderson isn't getting the bulk of the carries, why he isn't getting a chance to prove himself, because every time he gets the ball, something good happens.
Yeah, and this is an oddly familiar scenario to what has happened in Seattle with Zach Charbonnet and K9. However, I know why that's happening, and I can see and agree with it. However, I don't know enough about the Patriots to really put my input on it, but I have seen a lot more out of TreVeyon Henderson this season than I have out of Ramondre Stevenson.
100%. He gives this offense a burst
Yeah.
that they just wouldn't have otherwise.
Yep.
When I went to Gillette Stadium and watched the Patriots play against the Browns and Dillon Gabriel earlier this season, and when they put TreVeyon Henderson in, the first play, he scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Right? When they put Ramondre Stevenson in, 2, 3, 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And that's great. That is what his role needs to be. And that's why he's had 70-plus rushing yards back-to-back games in this postseason run. Not taking away from Ramondre.
Yeah.
But when you have a guy that's this talented and can provide a juice to this offense that is a change of pace from your other great running back, you need to use him. And I don't understand why Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels will not get him involved.
Absolutely. And especially with Drake May rushing as much as he does, if you can get this run game going, it's going to be hard for Seattle to stop. Now, Seattle hasn't allowed a rush for over 15 yards, and God, I can't even remember how many games. However, if you do get this run game going, I think it's very possible that this is the game that ends. And another impressive stat for the Patriots, they are undefeated on the road this season. First time, I think, maybe ever, 9-0.
Yeah.
And
Seahawks were right there. We said they were 8-1 on the road.
Yeah, with
So-
only loss to the Rams.
These two teams are really very similar,
Yeah,
if you think about it.
stat-wise.
Unproven quarterback that has balled out when they need to. Great defenses, great head coaches.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good matchup, and I think it's being very slept on. I've seen posts all over, like, this is the most unhyped up Super Bowl I've ever seen. And I'm going to agree, and I think it's ridiculous. Because these are two very evenly matched teams. And granted, I do think Seattle, because of their experience, exactly, are going to run away with this game. But I could very easily see New England compete in this game.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if
New
it came down
England-
to a last-second play.
Yeah. New England is not going to compete. Mike Vrabel would not let this team
They are
compete.
not a pushover by any stretch of the imagination.
And speaking of that, the Patriots have never allowed more than 16 points in any of their 3 postseason games thus so far. That's speaking on that elite defense. And they've had 3 or more sacks in each postseason game, with the Patriots converted 72% of their 4th down attempts, which is second in the NFL.
Granted, they did only attempt 25 throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
Which, ranked like 23rd in the league compared to Seattle's 12, which ranked dead last.
Yeah.
So take the 72% with a grain of salt. But I thought it was irrelevant. Not irrelevant. I thought it was relevant to this game because I'm sure they're going to have times where it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3.
It's going to be a decision.
And you're like, oh, should I do it? It's the Super Bowl. It's now or never. Ooh, I don't know, Jim. No tushes to be pushed there.
Well, we're looking into some key matchups on this game, and obviously it's going to be a lot of Jackson Smith-Njigba, as it's been the entire season.
As it needs to be.
Going against the highly anticipated number 1 receiver for the Patriots, Christian Gonzalez, and it's
going to be a fun matchup. It really is.
And then you're looking even at the down to the 2s with Carlton Davis on Cooper Kupp, and then
now Carlton Davis had an interception against, I believe it was the Texans. It might have been the Chargers.
Well, there was a lot of interceptions against the Texans.
That is I think he had 2 actually against the Texans.
4 in the first half.
Mistaken, but Carlton Davis is not a pushover. Cooper Kupp is going to have to work hard to beat Carlton Davis, especially since I'm sure he's going to have Gonzo on him at some point. He can't cover JSN the whole game.
Exactly.
It will not happen.
Yeah.
So Cooper Kupp is definitely going to have to step up and be that number 2, maybe even be the number 1 if JSN, the lights get too bright for him.
Yeah. And then you got Marcus Jones versus Rashid Shaheed, another over-the-top weapon. Now they're going to be matched up on both offense and special teams.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Marcus Jones is a very underrated corner in the NFL. It's very similar to the Broncos' Jaquan McMillan. And Rashid Shaheed is obviously one of the more underrated wide receivers in the NFL.
He's arguably a wide receiver 1 in many franchises.
He could be. We saw that play against the Rams.
It was the first drive.
The kick return against the 49ers. Rashid Shaheed
the first play
is one of the best players in the league at what he does, and that is provide juice to a team. And I've been saying this the whole episode about many different players, but Rashid Shaheed, in my opinion, is the best juice player in the National Football League.
Absolutely.
I don't like
it's electric when he makes a play.
I don't like the term gadget player because any player can be a gadget player, right?
Yeah.
We just saw Garrett Bowles catch a touchdown in the Pro Bowl. We saw Frank Crum catch a touchdown in the AFC divisional round. We need Rashid Shaheed to step up if he wants to be considered that juice provider, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We've seen him do it before. We have no reason to believe he won't do it again.
Yep. And then, of course, we got the battle of the Mikes, Mike McDonald versus Mike Vrabel. The Shawns both lost in the championship game, but these are 2 very talented coaches.
Battle of the defenses.
Two younger coaches, Mike McDonald's one of the youngest, but two coaches that are relatively new at it.
2 coaches that have never coached in a Super Bowl.
That as well.
Now, Mike Vrabel has played in Super Bowls, but he's never coached in a Super Bowl. This is his first year with the New England Patriots as head coach. Will that kind of come into play? I doubt it. This team seems pretty well connected, especially to him. They love him. They rally behind him. They are completely bought into the Mike Vrabel experience, and I don't blame them one bit. He is a fantastic coach. He proved it in Tennessee. He proved it in Cleveland last year in his limited role, whatever that might have been, and he's definitely proving it this year in New England.
Absolutely. And now, moving on, we're going to go deeper into those coaching staffs. Now, you look at the New England Patriots coaching staff in 2025 in general, into 2026, of course. Mike Vrabel was hired as the Patriots head coach in January of 2025.
Yeah, after the Gerard Mayo experiment, if you want to call it
after
that.
Gerard Mayo was outcasted to do what, Geico commercials? What was the airport TSA actor? And, of course, they have the offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels, who was hired as a Patriots OC also in January.
Former Patriots offensive coordinator.
This is his 3rd stint with New England.
Yeah.
And then on the defensive side, you got Terrell Williams, who was hired also in January as a defensive coordinator.
Now, he didn't coach most of the season because he
had a cancer diagnosis. Yeah.
So Zach Kerr served as the interim defensive coordinator / play caller
exactly
for the majority of the season. Now, we did get news, I forgot to put it in the news, that Terrell Williams has been declared cancer-free.
Yep.
And
he will be
I
traveling
believe it
with
was
them to the
prostate
Super Bowl.
cancer. Yep.
It was, correct.
So congratulations to him. Very happy for you.
Yep.
Wishing you the best.
Yeah. And then Jeremy Springer as the he was retained, but continuing as a special teams coordinator. So you
Their
have
special teams has been fantastic
yeah.
for years. I mean,
yeah, and very new coaching staff, and for them
Yes.
to go as far as they did, it's crazy. Now you go over to Seahawks, and Mike McDonald was hired in January 2024, so it's his second year in the head coaching for this team. But then you bring in Clint Kubiak in January of this year, and then you just look at Mike McDonald's coaching staff that he brought in, Jay Harbaugh, the special teams coordinator.
there's got to be a relation there, right?
Yeah,
I didn't know they had another
yeah.
one.
And Aiden
What
Durde.
does he look like?
Oh God, you just gotta compare them side by side.
He does not look like his brothers, dude. That's wild. Oh, he's always been a Nepo hire. He was on the 49ers coaching staff with Jim Harbaugh.
Of course he was. Now, there's a lot of big questions that are going to follow after this, during the Super Bowl and after the Super Bowl. And the first big one is, will Clint Kubiak stay put?
No.
Why?
He's going to the Raiders. Your general manager said it out loud to the public.
Yeah.
He's
And
gone.
with Clint Kubiak going to the Raiders, who fills this offensive coordinator role with Seattle so late into the coaching?
John Gruden.
God, no.
Could you imagine? That would not do well. I'm so sorry. I love John Gruden. That would not happen. That would not go
Ryan
over
Grubb, welcome back. Stint number 2. No.
Geno Smith is available. You could hire him as a
Oh,
coordinator.
Don't even say that. Don't even say that.
There's got to be guys out there that are still available.
I think it's going to be an in-house hire. I think
It very well could be.
It's got to be a promotion this
very
late
well
into
could
the
be.
cycle.
Maybe he'll go after Lombardi. We just fired him.
That's true.
Joe Lombardi is
I don't
available.
know. I don't know if I want him though. God, after what the terrors he just put the Denver team through.
It's not his fault, bro. The screens are not Joe Lombardi's fault.
Well, as a piece of news you just said, Terrell Williams has announced he is now cancer-free and
He
will
went
be
to the
traveling
Ravens,
to
actually.
the team, to the Super Bowl. Good for him.
Yep.
Congratulations. This is great news. And next up, head coach Mike Vrabel is making history in his first season with New England, which has a Super Bowl berth, after turning around a franchise that was 4-13 the prior year. If New England wins, he would become only the first person to win a Super Bowl as both a player and a head coach with the same franchise. Another
Not true. Not true.
first person to win.
Gary Kubiak won a Super Bowl as the head coach of the Denver Broncos.
No, he didn't win.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not.
Super Bowl 50, Gary Kubiak won the Super Bowl as head coach of the Denver Broncos. And he was John Elway's backup quarterback. And he won a Super Bowl as a player as well.
I call bullshit.
How can you call bullshit? It's a fact, dude. You can't call bullshit on something that happened.
Hold on.
I've been seeing this spread around the internet so much, and it is just so not true. And I'm sick of it, and I'm going to clear it up right here, right now. There he is, right there. Gary Kubiak. Number 8, Denver Broncos.
Okay, well, of course, we have to have...
There he is, holding the trophy. With
Well,
Jim Nance.
I'm pretty sure it was CBS that came out and gave me this information, but...
Well, there's CBS right there, dude. It's front and center.
But
CBS, get your shit together, dude.
the New England Patriots will also set another record, win or loss, in the Super Bowl, and that will be the Patriots are either going to have the most Super Bowl wins that a franchise has,
Yep.
or the most Super Bowl losses that a franchise
I did
has.
not know that.
Whether they win or lose this game. So this game is going to be in the record books.
History will
regardless.
be made.
Yes, regardless of the outcome in this game. Next up, Josh McDaniel has been huge to this Patriots team. What is his impact on Drake May and the overall offense of the Patriots, not only throughout the whole season, but in the Super Bowl as well?
I think it's going to have a massive impact, right? Because Josh McDaniels was on that Super Bowl 36 team with the New England Patriots when Tom Brady was a second-year player in the NFL. Very similar to Drake May's situation right now. So I think if there's anybody that can get Drake May in that right mindset during and before that game to get ready to play one of the top defenses in the NFL, I think Josh McDaniels is that guy. He's proven all year he can rein Drake May in when he needs to and let him go when he needs to. Josh McDaniels, there's no better fit for the New England Patriots than him due to his familiarity with the franchise.
If I remember correctly, at the beginning, before the season happened, weren't you not very high on them signing
That is correct.
Josh McDaniels again?
That is correct. I thought it was a terrible move, and I thought it was going to backfire. And I was wrong, and I'm willing to admit that.
Okay, well, good on your part. Good on your part. Now, how much of an impact did these hires have on the team, and is it the reason that they're now in the Super Bowl? You kind of just answered this, but more than just Josh McDaniels looking at Kevin Kerr and Terrell Williams. Yeah.
I think it's a huge impact. I mean, putting head coaches aside, coordinators and assistant coaches in the National Football League do not get enough credit. They do so much behind the scenes that fans don't even know about. And it's time we start giving them the credit they deserve.
All right, easy enough. And we obviously know Clint Kubiak's fate. How about the other candidates, the other current coordinators? Do we see them going anywhere else, or do we see them being retained?
I mean, all the head coaching jobs are filled, assuming Clint Kubiak does go to the Raiders.
Yeah, of course.
That's the only opening that there still is, so I don't see anybody leaving unless something drastically changes.
Yep, something crazy happens. And then going deeper into the last question, what are some possible new hires that can happen after the Super Bowl, if any, obviously, if everyone's retained? The only open spot really is
Clint Kubiak. He's obviously going to have to fill out a staff there, so I'm sure he's going to poach some other coaches from Seattle, but I don't believe there's going to be any big dominoes that fall. Obviously, there's still some coordinator and assistant positions open with the other franchises that haven't filled them yet.
Yep.
But I don't believe there's going to be any big, wow moves.
Like
we've already seen Mike McDaniel get hired, Robert Saleh, Brian Dable. We've seen these guys
the
get
big
jobs.
coordinator names.
Yeah,
that is true. So
that's all I got.
That's all I got.
All right, so pick'ems this week we have the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl for the ages, a rematch of Super Bowl 49 with first-year New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel and third-year Seattle Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald. We have Sam Darnold versus Drake May. This is going to be a matchup for the ages, and it is not getting the respect it deserves. So, Dom.
For the last time this season.
This is it.
This is it.
This is the
Patriots
culmination of our second season as a podcast.
And Patriots versus the Seahawks. We will take the Seahawks across the board. You heard it here first. That includes Gabe, which we'll speak on his behalf because he's not here to say it.
He also picked the Seahawks, as most of America is.
Yep.
And rightfully so.
As the Kelce odds betting states.
Yeah.
It's like 70 to 30%, which I think it should be leveled out a little bit more.
The Seahawks are only expected to win by 4.5 points.
Yeah, that's the spread.
Which is actually kind of
That's a pretty close game. That's a one-score game.
Yeah.
So,
but, Dom, do you have anything else to add before we end this?
You're either going to see me really happy next time you see me or really not happy. So, time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
As always, if you want to collab with us, please reach out to GabeDowdPodcast@gmail.com. Follow on all socials. We're on Instagram, Spotify, TikTok,
you
Facebook,
name it, we're there.
Twitter, whatever.
Yep.
You follow us on there. We will be posting content all the time for you, as always. And as we always say, join the huddle and join the talk with the Turf Talk Podcast.